Okay, welcome to the webinar, Bitrix24, Next Level CRM. So who are we? I'm Damien Edwards, Commercial Manager of Bitrix24 Partners Intreface. With me, I have our Support Manager, Andy Naylor.
Hi guys, if you've got any questions throughout the webinar, just put them in the box provided and we can have a Q&A session at the end of each section.
So we're partners of Bitrix24, located in the UK, and we have offices in New York and Dubai, and we are able to provide for you pre-sale support, including a demo and discussion about your requirements and different editions of Bitrix, full implementation service, including customization and training. If you choose self-hosted solution, we can provide a hosting space in our data center or install on your own server, and we provide telephone support service. So what is Bitrix24? Suite of tools for managing your business. More than 5 million customers now using Bitrix, consistently voted as one of the top 10 CRMs in the world, available as a cloud product on a monthly subscription starting from $39 a month, actually a free of charge version as well, basic version, and self-hosted solution is available for just under $1,500 as a one-off cost. So why use Bitrix24 for your CRM? Bitrix includes all the tools for capturing leads or generating marketing campaigns and capturing leads, including landing pages, email, SMS and voice campaigns. Bitrix includes the ability to have multiple sales pipelines with a full 360-degree picture of your customers' interaction with all those in your team. It's possible to do extensive reporting on your team's effectiveness and also report generally on sales and sales activity. So we're going to look at essentially 4 different topics. We are going to look at how to generate leads, tools built into Bitrix to allow you to generate leads. We'll have a look at an overview of the different modules within the CRM. We'll then have a look at a case study, so from generating a lead through to winning that sale. And then finally, we'll have a look at how you can do reporting on different areas of the system. So there we go. Those are all the different areas that you can use within Bitrix to generate leads. We'll have a look at a couple of these now. So to run through, CRM marketing allows you to do email and voice and text campaigns. Can of course add them manually or import them. We're going to have a look at live chat in a minute, how you can add a live chat widget to your website. Bitrix includes open channels to allow you to integrate with social networks. We're going to have a look at how you can do that with Facebook. Bitrix has a tool to allow you to build forms and add those to your website. We will have a look at those as well. Any incoming calls, if you're using telephony that's built into Bitrix, any incoming calls that are from numbers that are not recognized will generate leads inside your system. And of course, Bitrix allows you to build public-facing websites and landing pages, which you can use to generate leads. So let's have a look at a couple of these. We'll look at live chat and landing pages and CRM marketing. Okay, let's open up a new window. Let's open up a new window within Bitrix, and let's go to a demo page that we have here. So you can see down here we've got a chat widget, and we get a welcome message which can be timed to appear as the page after the page is opened. And then we have options here, so I can make inquiry, I can request a callback, and have a look at these two a little bit later in a case study, and we can have a live chat. So we can post a message, or a user can post a message on our live chat widget, and we'll be able to review that message inside. We'll be able to review that message inside. We'll get a notification. If I open that up, if I'm in the team that's replying to these messages, we can reply to that. And the user will receive that instantaneously. So we've got a slight delay on the internet at the moment, but yeah, so you can, let me just let's just go into the settings for that tool very quickly. If we go into contact center, these are all the widgets that you've got available to use within Bitrix. If I open up live chat itself, then we can see some of the tools that you've got to allow you to configure it. I'm logged in as John Smith, I'm the only person in the queue, but you can create a team of people that can pick up these live chats, and then there's a series of other settings that you can go through down the right hand side. You can actually configure different teams on different working times, so that there's always somebody available to respond to these messages. Okay, let's have a look at, Andy's going to show us landing pages briefly. I'm going to have a look at CRM marketing as well.
Yeah, so Bitrix gives you the ability to create your own landing page, so you can create your own promotional landing pages, or you can actually create a full multi-page website in Bitrix. If you click onto sites, and just to point out that everything we're covering today is available on the cloud version of Bitrix and also the on-premise version of Bitrix too. So I'm not going to go into how we create these sites, but what we have the ability to do is create promotional landing pages which are perfect for generating those leads. So if I click on our landing page here, as an example, you can put it on your own domain name, so you can see here, and you can put your own custom CRM form on here, which once filled out is going to generate your lead in your system. So these are really good to go alongside the CRM marketing tool. So it may be that you create a email marketing campaign that directly links to and points to these landing pages, because if you're on a commercial package of Bitrix, you have the ability to create multiple landing pages for free. So you can create, especially when you go up to the professional level, you can go up to unlimited amount of landing pages on your license. So you can imagine that if you've got a seasonal promotion that you're sending an email campaign out to, or an SMS campaign out to, and you put the link to your landing page that you've created inside Bitrix, you can really start to generate those leads through, especially if you include in a CRM form that you create inside Bitrix, you can really start generating those leads. So if we just go, so these are the landing pages. If we just go into and touch upon the CRM marketing tools that Bitrix has, click into it here, we have the ability to create email marketing campaigns, SMS campaigns, so we can directly text our potential leads. Messenger, so we can send messages if our contacts are our leads have come through maybe a Facebook message channel. We could send a message back via that method. Or if you've got Bitrix telephony connected up, you can actually send out a voice broadcasting automated message to your potential leads there. So if you are familiar and you've been using tools such as MailChimp, then you'll find that this is a little bit more intuitive, and also with the added benefit of integrating directly with your CRM, because you can actually filter out your segments. So if you've been using something like MailChimp, this is exactly the same as lists in MailChimp. So a segment is a list, and you can create your own tailored filtered list of specific recipients of your email campaign. So it may be we wanted all our leads that have been collected from the latest conference we've been to. And then that would give us a filtered list of all the emails that we can send to. Once we've done so, we can simply click into campaigns, create a new campaign, and we have a whole range of templates, pre-built templates that we can use to send out. So we click into here and specify and edit that particular content. Once the email's been sent out, we have statistics, so we can report on how many opens we've had, how many unsubscribes, and a click map per email campaign as well. So we have all the reporting facilities to see how successful our campaigns have been. So that's sites and CRM marketing.
Okay, so there's a few of the ways available for you to generate leads. Let's have a look at an overview really of the modules within Bitrix. I guess we can have a look at the leads module firstly. We can have a look at companies and contacts, deals and quotes, and the invoices module, and what they look like and what you can do with those. Back into the site, and if we go into the CRM, so this is the first page essentially. This is your leads page, and any of those chat widgets, any of those email campaigns, any of those forms that are completed, they're going to generate leads for you. They'll appear in something like this. You can actually see under each one where they've come from. This is a live chat. This is a Facebook message. So you can start to segment those using the filter at the top. If you're already involved with Facebook campaigns, then you can filter those to see the leads that are relevant for you. Of course, you could assign them to specific people within the team as well. If individual people deal with individual marketing campaigns. So we'll look inside some of these records a little bit more depth. Let's have a look at a company record and see how you can associate companies with other items. So this is a company record. The left-hand side, you can see all the contact information. I've got a bit of information about the type of business that this is, and also the industry as well, so we can categorize these. It's possible to change any of these items without clicking in and editing the full record itself, which makes it quicker. We scroll down, then you can see the people that work at this business as well. You can open those up on a slider here. It gives me access to their contact details within there. So just save those changes. All the contact information is on the left-hand side. All the activity appears on the right-hand side. If you open up one of these contact records, we've probably got more activity on the contact itself. So we can see down the right-hand side, we have a couple of pinned items at the top. So we've saved these, some notes. We've saved this email because that might be something we're referring to at the moment. Below that, we have the planned activity. Any outbound calls or meetings that are yet to happen will appear here. And then below that is all the historical activity. We can see if we're recording telephone calls, we can see and play back the audio from that call. If we're involved in any SMS campaigns, we can see those as and when they've gone out. If we're integrating our email, then we can see all email traffic, whether that's email you've sent from Bitrix itself or email you're sending out from or receiving in to your other email provider, Outlook or Gmail, or whichever provider it is you use. So you get a full history on that right-hand side of all activity. Of course, some of that activity is generated from external sources like the phone and the email, but I can, of course, add my own comments into the box here, and that adds into the activity stream under the relevant date. We can, of course, book in a follow-up call. Let's do that for 2 days' time. I can save that, and that's booked into my planned activity. Some of the things you can do up here, can send an email directly from the page. Got the option to use templates that are pre-built as well. We can create tasks and book meetings as well, of course. So our activity appears on the right-hand side. A couple of things that should just mention on the left-hand side. Essentially, if we want to customize this, we can do that. So these fields are all drag and drop fields, so I can move them to the relevant place. If I'm an administrator of the system, I can then set this view so that all users within the system see the same view. You can create custom fields within the system. I can either select from an existing field that exists and add that to my page view, or I can add a custom field using any of these options I've got here. So we've got text, things like lists, which are drop downs, date fields, we can link to files, money fields, etc. So it's relatively straightforward if you're an administrator to be able to create and customize the look of these pages. And we don't go into permissions on this in detail on this webinar, but of course, if you can define the permissions by record, if I just scroll down, this is the responsible person, this is the salesperson that's looking after this account. This person will have access to this record, of course, but you can define permissions so that anyone in their team or anyone in teams below them can also see, teams above them can also see and add activity to this record. So this should be, on the right-hand side, this should be an activity, not only your own activity, but everybody who's involved with this account, everybody's activity should appear on this right-hand side. So that's a company and a contact record. We go back into our main company page. You can see that we've got deals and quotes associated with those. Click and open the deals. Have a look at that deal. Essentially, within a deal, the main difference is that you have deal stages across the top, and this allows you to quickly filter out opportunities that are at maybe the negotiation stage, one of the final stages if you wanted to do that. Deals can be split also into different pipelines. That allows you to have different stages for different pipelines and report independently on different pipelines. Deals will also have generally products associated with them, and so that gives the overall deal a value. You can put things in like an expected close date in, you can put probabilities in, so you can do reporting on sort of weighted values of sales you're expecting to close by a particular period. Once you've got a deal, you can generate a quote from that deal. Might be that you don't need to use all these modules. We mentioned leads at the beginning, very useful if you want to use all the tools to capture leads from different sources. But if you work with a small number of businesses, you don't generate new inquiries too much, then you can actually cut out that lead stage. When it comes to deals and quotes, it might be that actually you only need to use deals on their own, or it might be that actually you use quotes on their own. They work quite well together if you have one main opportunity, and from that you want to generate a series of separate quotes or different options that you want to send to the customer. You can generate a quote by clicking on the quote button at the top. That will pull through all the information from the deal. And if I've generated more than one quote, I've got one here. If I generate more than one quote, you'll see all the different options that you provided to the client for this particular opportunity. Click back into our company and into quotes. You'll probably see that there's you've got a few more quotes in here. You can see the stages of the later ones that we've won and the more recent ones which are still in progress. These columns are all customizable, by the way. We have the list of products here. Let's remove that item to tidy this page up a little bit. So I can deselect any of these and select any other items, and we can customize, extensively the look of this page and the columns that you have on view. Let's just click into a quote, because quotes look slightly different to deals. So inside a quote, again, we've got stages that you can use to filter by quotes at different periods of the sales cycle. But then we can see down here the products associated with that quote. And the main difference really is that once you've got the details, the products on a quote, you can generate a document from that. And I can generate, I'm going to look at this a little bit later on, I think, but you can generate templates, branded up templates, and have them available for users to be able to select. In here, I can select a quote or an invoice or a packing sheet. But you'll have your own different documents that you need to provide to clients at this stage. So we're going to look at leads briefly, companies and contacts, deals and quotes. The final one really is invoices. So once you've won this opportunity, you can generate an invoice from that. Just click into invoices quickly and have a look at what they look like. We'll probably look at this in a little bit more detail in reporting, but you can view any of these modules in different ways. And this, on the invoice page, I'm looking at them as a Kanban view. The nice thing about a Kanban view is if I progress any of these through the stages, the value will change. I can see the total value for invoices at this particular stage. Got the option to view them as a list, and also on a dashboard page, which we'll look at later. Click and open an invoice. Essentially the same as a quote, really. It's a separate module. This is to quotes, but they look the same. You can have different stages for these, and of course the final stage for an invoice is usually something like complete or paid. Okay.
Let's see if we've got any questions that have come through. My question is, can we restrict users to change leads into deals? Yeah, so you can assign the permissions for that particular. So you need to go to CRM settings and then permissions, and then create a role for this particular set of users, and actually decline deny them the status for leads won, and then that will restrict them being able to create a deal from a lead.
Okay, can we make status of a deal change based on completion of automated tasks generated while a certain deal stage is started? Can we change the status of a deal? You can change the status of a deal based on a few different things. I'm not too sure what you mean by that, but we'll have a quick look at what is available to change the status of a deal if you're using automation. We didn't click into that, but we will be looking at it in a little bit. I'll show you it now though. So within the automation tab, you can generate, you can run rules or actions here. You want to change the status of this. We can do it from change stage here. So I can change the stage to, oops, no, I'm changing the stage. I can change the stage here to say one opportunity, and we can add a condition in here. So you can look at any other field within the deal. So let's say we change let's say the probability has changed. We can use that as a condition to change the stage further up the sales stage, if you like. But you can use any of the fields in here as a condition to change the stage. Not too sure what you meant by your question, but it will probably be achievable using something like that.
Does the social media interface for lead generation also support the WhatsApp channel? So WhatsApp is currently not integrated into Bitrix just yet. Hopefully it's coming soon.
Can I create templates for CRM marketing emails? Yeah, I think we looked at that just briefly. If you go to CRM marketing, then there's a load of templates, email templates available as standard, and you can customize those.
Yeah, there's also a template for custom HTML, so you can import your own HTML into those.
And the same thing for sites. You can create templates for sites as well. How could I create a dynamic list field for prospects to choose in a form for the purpose of creating a quote? For example, select a brand of car, model, series, etc. I understand. So you want a form for your prospect to choose. You could actually create a CRM form if you go into the CRM and select CRM forms. You can select a drop-down list as a form item. So first thing you do is create the custom field as a selection list, let's say in a lead, and then select that field in a form. And the prospect can then go to a public web page where you've posted that form, and they can select. You can actually create dependent fields as well. So based on what they've selected before, you can then present additional results for them. So that would work. That would work fine for you. What's the best way to add an additional phone field in the CRM view, leads, etc.? Let's just show you quickly. So contacts will be an obvious place to add a new field. So open up here and you should be able to select it by going to add field here.
I think with the phone, I think you don't really need to. I think what you can do, you just click on add for phone, and for email, I think you can also do the same. So if you wanted to add additional, I would select other. I think you can do that in leads and deals. So for phone and email, I think that was the question.
Yeah,
it's best to use that because
it would click. You can click and call or click an email. I wonder whether they want to create one which got a different name or something like that. I don't think you can create a custom field, which is like a click. You could create a standard custom field, which would just be a text field, which they could use.
It just wouldn't work as good as the phone because that's validation and it's got the dialing code as well. So that's how you would do that.
How do you eliminate the lead stage? The way you explained. If you go into leads and the settings on the top right hand corner, you can go into CRM mode. And then you can select to have leads enabled or disabled. Can I rename tabs from companies to account? You can't.
You can't in the cloud version. We have a module for the on-premise version that you can do.
Question about integration with other software. Then if you go to applications, in your left-hand menu, it will tell you what integrations are available. If it's not available, then it would need developing. Contact us and we can do it for you. Your application you've asked for is Notion. I don't think that's a standard integration, but we can build it for you.
I think we'll come back to some of these questions so we can carry on, but please do keep asking them as we go through and we'll answer them in the next section.
Okay, let's have a look at a case study. We're going to look at how you capture a lead, I think from a form, and we'll show you how you can progress that lead through.
Let's just come out of here.
Okay, let's put in.
So this form, just so you know, whilst Damien's filling that out, is it's generated from. If you go into the CRM and have a look at CRM forms, you can build your own form in there. And then if you go to the CRM again and website widget, then you can actually put this form into this website widget that you can see on here.
Okay, and it's correctly validated, or it's not allowing me to submit it without a valid email address. We submit that. if we go back into our leads page, then we can see the one that was generated 9 seconds ago. We can see that this lead is at this new lead stage. Let's open up the lead. And first thing we can see is that we're at the new lead stage, and an outgoing email has been sent already to this prospect. So if we just click into the automation tab, you can see that is one of our automation rules, to send an email based on new lead. Let's update this so we contact the client. Let's update this to the second stage, which is contact client. We'll automatically now, again based on an automation rule, add an outbound call for the person who's responsible for this lead. If I go back into the automation tab, you can see that that's one of our rules as well.
Yeah, so the whole purpose of these leads is to booking activity and actually qualify this lead. So all the information that you gather from those calls, emails, is essentially going to allow you to populate the lead a little bit more. So I think from that, we're going to add a product on.
So you can add your products into Bitrix, and we can when I've added a product, it will start to give me add the products up and give me a value for the individual lead. If you want to, you can change the name of the lead. It gives you a name which is based on the source of the lead. Let's give it a name like that. And we've got the opportunity now, once we've done some work on it and qualified this new lead, we've got the opportunity to actually close it down or convert it to a permanent record within the system. You can see that we're converting to deal, contact and company. We've got the option to change what you create from this lead. Do this. Let's put this into the correct pipeline. In this case, we've got different options available. I'm going to save it into that pipeline.
Yes, I think the good thing is with pipelines is that you can actually segregate your opportunities. So once you've qualified that lead, you can drop it into that pipeline, and it gives you individual pipelines for each kind of opportunity. Then you can see the values that are associated to that particular pipeline funnel.
Yeah, and you'll get different stages for different pipelines. You can do different automation on different pipelines. Yeah, as Andy says, you can do different reporting. So we can now. So we did some at the lead stage. We did some automation, generated follow-up calls for people, sent out emails. What you might want to do once it's become a deal is do some manual activity. So we can open up our contact, and we can dial the contact directly from the system. I'm not going to work on that number, I don't think, but we can dial them from the system. It will, on successfully connected calls, save an audio of the call into your activity stream. Of course, we can make some notes about the call in our comments box on the right hand side. That will feed into the activity, but if I want to save that as an important item, I can pin that to the top. For the next thing to do will be to schedule either a meeting or a call. So we'll do that onto this, and I can pick a date, week's time, make some notes if necessary. And when we save that, that will add into our planned activity. So we'll have outstanding activity for this in 7 days' time. And probably the final thing to do really would be then just to send a follow-up email to confirm that call. We have some templates here. I can use one of those, and when we send that email from the system, that's going to be sent from your correct email address, your work email address. So when they reply, it will come back into Bitrix. But if you're using Outlook and or Gmail or something similar, it'll come into your normal email client, and you can continue to reply there. If I just open that up, you can see the email's being sent, being saved into the activity stream. It might be worth just looking at briefly how we set up email. It's a question we get asked a lot.
Yeah, so in Bitrix, you can connect your email up So in the left-hand side on the on-premise, it's called Mail. On the cloud, I think it just says Webmail. And you essentially come in here, you click onto the email service that you use. So maybe Gmail, Outlook, you can input IMAP settings. We have connected our Outlook email here, and we've put in our credentials to do so. But the main important aspect of it is linking to the CRM. So basically Bitrix checks all your inbound emails and checks who they're coming from. If they exist in the CRM, then it will map that email to that contact in the CRM. And that's exactly the same for sending email out as well. So whoever you're sending the email to, Bitrix will check to see if that email exists in the CRM. And if it does, then it will again map it to that particular contact. So just to point out, you don't need to, Bitrix also does provide you with an internal inbox, so you can read and view and send emails out, but you don't have to use Bitrix for your email inbox. You can carry on using Gmail or Outlook, but it does give you some additional benefits here, such as the ability to create a task directly from an email. So if you wanted to create the task from here, it will take a copy of the email and put it into the task, which can be useful, and then you can assign the tasks to somebody else. And you can also save to CRM, so you can generate this as a lead if you wanted to. So maybe you don't have automatic leads from email set up, but you want to manually add them to the CRM as a lead. And then coming soon will be the ability to discuss in the activity stream, discussing chats, and also create an event on the calendar.
Okay, let's just go back into the deal, and we just need to discuss document generating quotes and generating documents. So here's my deal. I can progress through the stages, and as I do, the automation rules I've got set up will change. Let's go into awaiting approval. That's going to send a text message. As we can see here, it's ticked it. If we go to, got one called late payment, that will change responsible person and schedule a call, do various different things. We have a webinar, we went into detail on automation, but essentially you can configure your automation here. I'll just show you quickly. We click into here, quite a lot of different things you can do automatically based on the stage of a deal. Change responsible person, change pipeline, might be necessary, change the stage we looked at a minute ago, send an email, schedule a call, schedule a meeting, create a task, etc. So those are the sort of actions that you can do. In fact, we didn't look at the main ones like SMS and email, or Facebook and Google AdWords can be generated from this particular deal. So there's the actions that you can do based on updating the stage manually. You can use some incoming or some external triggers to update the stage automatically as well. So should an email come in that matches the email on this deal, that will be used as a trigger to update the stage. If you're using any email campaigns, then someone's clicked on one of those campaigns and the email recipient's address matches the email on this deal, then that's going to be used. In this case, that can be used as a trigger to update the stage of the email, and similar thing for incoming call, form submission as well. So we can generate a quote from this by clicking on here. We just go into, in this case, the quotes page, and we'll have a look at a quote we already have and how we can generate documents from that, PDF documents to send to the client. And in this case, we've got some documents available, quote, invoice, packing sheet. I think they're fairly basic, to say the least, but it is possible to download these templates and add in your logo here. So I can download this template as a Word document. I can add a logo then into the Word document. I can add my terms and conditions down here. I can style any of this up with by changing the fonts and moving any of these fields around. And we can also bring in any additional new fields. So if I go into templates and fields, and you can see that I have these little references that I can add to my Word document that will bring in the data from that field should it be populated within your quote. And you can see if we just scroll to the bottom, just in the quotes module, there's over 2,000 fields that you can bring in to sync data from your quotes module in the CRM to a PDF that you send out to your client. Okay. To see if we've got any questions. Is it possible to create a custom module? It's not. It's possible to create custom fields. It's possible to create custom sections within those fields as well. And it's possible to hide fields. It's possible to create, it's possible to fully customize the existing modules. But if you want to create an actual new module, then you'd need a self-hosted, which it can be done on, not the cloud.
Deal status change when tasks are completed inside the deal. If you just quickly just jump into that and just show you. So what you can actually do is, instead of doing it as an automation rule in here, so let's go into our edit in Workflow Designer. What you could actually do is bring a task in and then have this pause process while task is running, set to yes. And then all you would need to do is bring in modify element next, and then change the stage to equal, and whichever gives you all the stages in each pipeline. So that's essentially all you would need to do. Just go into the Workflow Designer, make sure that this part is selected to yes, and then that will, when the task has been completed, it will then be move on to update the stage.
Is there an option to add task conditions?
There's no.
No.
There's no option to add task condition if task gets. Yes, that's what we just covered there.
Can you create a workflow process with multiple users handling specific aspects of a lead from generation up to invoice generation? So you want a workflow with multiple users handling specific aspects of a lead. Well, you can generate tasks and things from a lead using automation so that it can handle aspects. You can assign more than one person to a lead. If you want to, you can create a custom field called bind to CRM user. So you could have one which is a responsible person, one which is sort of technical responsible, multiple people responsible for different aspects of a lead.
Yeah, they now have the new field called observers in a lead, and you can bring in multiple people that way.
Is there an option? There's no option to add task condition.
That's the one we've just been through.
Oh, sorry, we've just done that. Okay, can you change the component of the upper horizontal menu starting with leads? You can hide things within there, but you can't rename them on the cloud. You can rename them on the self-hosted with a bit of customization, but it can be moved around. And
they can be hidden as well, can't they?
Yeah.
You can't have conditional fields. So can I link two fields created in deals leads, like link with a list with a number, and then the number only comes out when the list is selected. I suppose you could actually use a business process for that, but you can't actually have conditional fields where one field affects the outcome of another.
How could I more easily maintain a list of hundreds of products and sub-products in the CRM rather than adding one by one in the Bitrix UI? You can't select a group of products to add to a quote if that's what you want to do. You can if you've got the self-hosted version of Bitrix, you can do more complex processes that might allow you to do that with a bit of customization or setup. On the cloud, you really, there doesn't seem to be a way, and there's a way of adding more than one product at a time. So you might have a sort of umbrella product that includes all of those.
I have my webmail set up to automatically create a new contact. For some reason, it creates a new deal every time. I'd probably just recommend going to CRM settings and then other settings, and just check repeat sales mode is not selected. I'd probably recommend checking that.
Okay, I'm not using the lead portion of CRM. I use deals only. Any suggestions?
So you just need to go into one of the sections here, click on the little gear icon, click on CRM mode, and then just click on Simple CRM, and that will get rid of the leads section for you.
So what are the pros and cons of using self-hosted?
I think we're going to come to that
version.
We're going to come to that in a little bit.
And I think, yeah, changing the name deal, it's not possible to change that name. You can customize most of the fields within deals, but changing the name, it's not possible unless you're on the self-hosted. Okay, let's have a look at finally then how to do reporting, filtering. You can filter your data on any of the modules within Bitrix. We'll have a look at that. You can export those. You can view in different ways, and it's possible to create or to customize the standard dashboards or create custom reports. So we'll look at filtering first. Let's go into deals to do this. So you can do it on any, but within a deal, you can see that I've got a number of deals at different stages. By default, it's showing me only deals that are in progress and not ones we've won or lost. I might want to filter by responsible person. So I can select myself from here. You can select multiple fields here to create your filter, and I can add any of the other fields that exist within a deal to this filter view. At the moment, I'm just going to select ones that are my own. Can then start to type into here, and it will then further narrow down that search so I can find the deal that I'm interested in. So I can filter, I can customize the columns that I'm seeing, the running order of those, the layout of those, and I can choose to hide. I've got quite a lot here that I probably don't need, so I can take some of these fields out of the view, and then I've got a lot of blank fields up here, probably want to remove those. You can customize, fully customize the view and create a filter. So I've done that, I can view it on screen, or I can export it, or I can view it in a different format. Kanban, we looked at a little bit before, is good because it shows me a value. If we progress these through different stages, the value, total value for that particular stage changes. If I take out this search filter that I had, then all the deals available in this particular pipeline are now visible. Incidentally, I can change the pipeline up here. Let's go into this one here, and should see a different set of data. Not only do you see a different set of deals, we see different stages across the top. This pipeline works. This sales process works differently for this pipeline. So we can view them in a list or a Kanban. We can now view them in a calendar view as well. This allows me to view things by specific dates here. I'm viewing not a lot of data on this page, but I'm viewing by the date they were created, but I can change to things like probably completed on is one of the key dates when you're expecting to close a deal. I want to view that in a calendar. And we can view deals in a report like this. So this is a fully customizable reports page. I can add additional widgets from here.
Yeah, one of the good things about these pages is, especially for the deals, because deals focuses solely on the value of the deal. But if you're a sales manager, and you have your CRM permissions set to see your sales team, as a sales manager, you can see the value of all deals for all your team. Each individual sales rep, when they came to their reports dashboard here, then they would only be able to see their own. So it's a really good, it's quite a good motivational tool as well for your sales guys to be able to see how much they've got in their pipeline and how much they're ready to close.
Yeah, so as well as the Kanban and list view, you've got the filter at the top. So we're filtering by last 30 days. So you can expand or narrow down that filter by date or responsible person again. So this data's it's dynamic; it can be changed. If you want to display this on a wall, you can remove the left-hand menu to make the image bigger. So that's leads, that's deals. Let's have a look at leads. Similar one on leads. Go to our reports page. Then we can see something, it's similar but different over here, showing me various different metrics for leads. And one of the key ones would be under the start page. It's going to give me, under the start page, I can pull in data from any of the field, any of the modules, whether that's leads or deals or companies' contacts. In this page, I'm looking at workload by user, so I can see their actual activity by telephone calls, emails, and the forms that have been submitted and received. I can change the set of data that I see inside here by going into the settings for each individual widget. We can change the layout as well, fully customize this by moving this around. Like this, and then I can add additional reports up there. Let's just scroll down, see what reports are available on this start page, because this is different to the other modules. On here, I can create sales targets for individual people in the team, see how they're progressing against that sales target, configure that by adding individual targets in using this link up here. And then we've got similar sort of widget at the bottom that shows me actual sales by individuals within the team. I can see a kind of leaderboard by individuals in the sales team. So they're customizable widgets. Finally, and to finish up, we're not going to this in detail, but you can create, you can use one of the standard reports available in Bitrix, or you can create your own custom report as well. So let's say you need to see specific data in a table format that maybe you need to export to CSV or something. You can do that by generating a report. Okay, you've asked how can I export report, sharing report. You can export every page. You can save every page as a PDF. You go down to the bottom of the page. And if you're generating a custom report, you can export those as a Excel spreadsheet. So we got a question about cloud and self-hosted, I think earlier. Just to go through that quickly. I think really pretty much everything you've seen today is available on cloud and self-hosted. They both include all the modules we've looked at. They both include the ability to customize the layouts of pages. Both include automation. Benefits of self-hosted really is that you can do a little bit extra on customizing. We got a question about can I change the name of deals? We get that quite a lot. People want to call it opportunities or something different. You can do that on the self-hosted. On self-hosted, you can also integrate with other systems through the API, and it's possible to do a bit more advanced work on automation, business processes. So in summary, you can create marketing campaigns all built into Bitrix. You don't need to use MailChimp anymore. That's available in type Bitrix, all that functionality. You can create landing pages and fully blown websites as well from your Bitrix application. We can do considerable automation at the lead and deal stage. You can communicate with people on multiple channels, including things like social media networks like Facebook. We looked at the records on companies and contacts pages, and you can see all activity from all people within your team on those pages. And it is possible to do really to show that data in any customizable report that you need to see. So that's it, coming soon. We looked at self-hosted. We had questions about that. So we look at the benefits of self-hosted, look at how you can manage projects, HR tools, look at business processes in detail. And we have a look at how you can use the sites module to create public websites. And also, big area of Bitrix is telephony. So we look at how you can set that up and use that to your advantage. We also do a Q&A session, a live one on YouTube, and you can ask any question you want on there. It's not on a particular subject, provided it's related to Bitrix, and we'll try and answer that for you. So to register for our webinars, go to Intreface.com/webinars, and if you want to go join us on YouTube, then you need to subscribe to get notification when we're going live. We do it once a week at 10 a.m. Eastern time, but if you subscribe to Bitrix24 and to Intreface on YouTube, you'll receive notifications about those. Okay, that's it. Thanks for now. Bye for now.
Bye for now.